the first thing to realize is it is not you. Okay, that little voice. What is the voice in your head? You know, the one that constantly talks and, sometimes judges you and sometimes, has quite a negative self-talk. We talk about it as a self-talk because we think that this is us talking to ourselves. Okay, now what's really, really important to understand is it's actually a separate entity. Okay, it's no different to if you pick up your phone and you've got Siri and you say, "Hey Siri," and Siri answers. Okay, that is the same thing in your mind. Okay, so what this little character does is when you ask a question, whether you're actually thinking the question or actually saying it, it literally runs down to the subconscious mind and has a look, which is where all the memories, has a look at all the stored information, okay, and fetches you an answer, okay, and usually gives you an answer and an analysis of what that answer means. Okay, so it's easier for you to process. Now, conscious mind only operates at 40 beats a second. Okay, so it's much, much slower than this computer here, being the subconscious mind that operates at 40 million beats a second. Okay, so it's a million times more powerful. So when your little Siri or little interpreter, when you say, "Gosh, why this always happens to me?" Okay, now that's a thought that goes into your mind. Now that is actually a conscious question, even though you might not realize that. Okay, but when you think that, your little Siri runs down to the subconscious mind and goes, "Well, because you're like this and you're like this and you're like this," and it actually fetches some information. Sometimes even like, let's say subconscious mind stores all the information from when you were a child. So if in the past somebody told you, "Gosh, you're really stupid," or, "Why do you always have to be like this?" Or, when they give you some kind of judgments, anything that was said, especially in the first 7 years of your life, when your subconscious mind was literally on hypnosis, okay, and it was just coding, it was like a self-learning computer to help you survive later on. So whatever it is that somebody has told you, it's actually stored in your memory bank. So what this little character does is when you ask a question, "Why does this always happen to me?" What it does, it runs down to the filing cabinet, looks for it, and goes, I know, I've got the answer for you, okay, because you're stupid." Okay, now that is not necessarily being judgmental, okay, and this is how we think, "Gosh, I'm just being so critical on myself." That is not being judgmental. All it's really doing is going and fetching any information that you've stored along the way that it's in, filing cabinet or in your memory bank. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean, subconscious mind doesn't have judgment. Okay, it's like a computer program. Whatever you put in there, it will just fetch you the information. Okay, so if someone in the past has thrown something into it that it's stored as a memory for you to help you survive in the future, whatever the question comes in, okay, it will get you the answer. Okay, so the first thing to realize is it is not you. Okay, that little voice, think of it as another metaphor that I could use, think of it as a tenant, somebody who's living with you. Let's say you're living in a house and you're living with this crazy relative, okay, that's a little bit loopy. Okay, the minute you can dissociate yourself from that character and realize it is not you, okay, it's either this, like if it's really, really talking nastily to you, okay, it's a loopy, relative. I mean, if you're really sitting with somebody like that on the couch and they're constantly yap, how long would it take you before you push them off the couch? Like, or put a pillow on the head? It's like, no, you don't talk to me like this, okay? Or you're not going to live with me, okay? So consciously being aware of the fact that this voice is not you, okay? I like to think of it like my little Siri, okay? So what you need to do consciously, the best way to control this is to literally ask better questions. Okay, so the thing to be really conscious about is to, rather than say, "Why does this always happen to me?" It's like, change the question. Okay, because this little character has to fetch you an answer to what you're asking. So if you're asking a really silly question, you will get your really silly answer. Okay, like let's say, if you look around, so why is everybody so, so annoying today? Okay. Well, guess what? This will look around and go, well, because this and because of this and because of this, you actually asked it to go and search for you the answers to your question. Okay. No different to you punching in a Google search. Why is everybody angry? Okay. You're going to get a whole bunch of answers. That is the job of your interpreter in your head, to get your answers to the questions you're asking. Okay. Put a better Google search. Okay. Why is everybody so generous? Why is everybody so nice? Why am I surrounded by love? Ask positive questions, because that is putting into a Google search a much better question. Guess what you're going to get as an answer? Okay. You're not going to get anything negative, because the job of this little character is to get you the answers to what you're looking for. Okay. Now, another thing that's definitely worth looking into is all these stored memories. Okay. They need to be recoded. Okay. Because if all these memories translate things that are really negative, okay, they need to be changed. And the only way that you can change it is on subconscious level. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, just look me up and find a little bit more about it. But the actual subconscious recoding, okay, it's a process where you don't need to consciously keep on thinking about it. It just simply goes to the back end of the computer and changes the actual coding. Okay, has a look, like we actually literally have a look for the error codes that you have in the back of your subconscious mind and change them into positive codes. And that way, even if this little Siri goes and fetches some information, it's usually a positive one. Anyway, but probably the most important thing to remember is ask better questions.